What the fuck is going on in the world today? Well, a massive volcano explodes and causes a tsunami that kills loads of fucking people. Quite serious news. In other news, PlayStation Classic has been reduced on Amazon, indicating poor sales. And finally, on our SJW watch, an Argentina radio host has been ordered to have feminists on his show. All this and more on today's Johnny Massacre show. How's it going, people? Quite a serious start to the Johnny Massacre show on the eve of Christmas. I woke up today and I looked at the news and there has been a tsunami, and it's crazy because it's come from a volcano. Previously, in recent times, we've only ever heard of tsunamis coming after earthquakes, but this has come from a fucking volcano. Absolutely crazy. I'll take you over to the crappy news network for the scoop. They say tsunami strikes without warning, killing 222 in Indonesia. Don't take my word for it. Just have a look at the video. This should blow your fucking mind. Here we go.
It's now almost 4 a.m. in Indonesia, where searchers are frantically trying to find survivors from a deadly tsunami that struck without warning late Saturday, apparently caused by a volcanic landslide. At least 222 people are dead and more than 800 are injured. Dozens are still missing, hundreds of buildings destroyed. Among the victims, some people at a beachfront concert. The moment of impact caught on camera, and we want to warn you, the images you are about to see are graphic. Again, no warning whatsoever, as a wall of
This is fucking mad.
slams through the back of the stage here. Just watch.
That's the tsunami wiping out fucking concert and the band.
Confirming one band member was killed along with the band's manager.
Look at the power.
Are still missing.
Look at that power. It's like blam, they're fucked up.
Nikhil, what is the latest on the search and rescue efforts?
Okay, so it's all kicking off in Indonesia, as you can see. Now, how did this happen? Let CNN explain it to you.
Yeah, there's a lot of people probably waking up wanting to know exactly what is an underwater landslide. It's not a common term you hear. So here's what we know. The volcano erupted yet on Saturday, and in doing so, you end up getting a lot of the rock that's underneath the surface that gets displaced. It falls down to below the surface. In doing that, it pushes up that water, generating that tsunami wave. Now, locally speaking, for a lot of those areas along the coastlines, this can be a very severe tsunami. It's a very localized tsunami. But even still, you have the two islands between Java and Sumatra. This is where the volcano, and Krakatoa, exists between those two. So both of those coastlines on those islands were affected. Here's the thing, though. The volcano is not just going to stop because it erupted once. So it is still very likely that it will continue to erupt and that subsequent underwater landslides could still happen. So for a lot of these folks that live along this region, you will have to stay alert for any subsequent tsunamis that may take place.
Okay, that's nuts. So the people of Indonesia are not out of the woods yet. As this lady said, volcanoes can keep on erupting for some time. And this must have been some fucking monster volcano. I remember hearing about this in school back in the day when I was a kid. And they said some volcanoes can explode so hard that their structure breaks. And the very formation and shape of that volcano is forever changed. So this is mad, and particularly mad was that video of the fucking band getting hit by that tsunami. Have you ever seen anything like that? Go and check that out and like pause it on the point of impact. It's completely nuts. So this is the guy who was in the band, and he's talking about his fucking bandmates dying. I think the bass player died and his manager died. Have a look at this.
I just want to say that our bass player, Benny, and our manager, Oki Wijaya, passed away. I also ask for prayers for my friend Andy, Herman, and Ujang, who is still missing at this time.
Shit.
Also, my dear wife is still missing. The rest of us
What?
have broken bones, minor injuries, including me, but we are fine. Please pray that we can find Andy, Herman, and Ujang.
My God, mate, look at this guy. He's just, I mean, he's talking about broken bones, but I'm thinking about the broken minds. I mean, his wife is missing, his friends are missing, his bandmate has died, and his band manager has died. He's in remarkably good condition physically, all things considering, but wow, that is fucking dark. So, yeah, you know, Christmas is all about giving, right? The giving spirit and being humble and thinking of others. And this is a very stark reminder on the eve of that day that it's not just all about yourself receiving. You got to think about all the less fortunate out there. And holy crap, man, that guy's reaction really sums up how fucking crazy it is over in Indonesia right now. Okay, so moving away from that serious news onto something much more lighthearted, and the PlayStation Classic has already seen a discount on Amazon, which suggests that sales are poor, because that's basic business. When demand is high, you jack up the price, you gouge that shit. And when demand is low, you cut the price to shift some units. So BG Chart says PlayStation Classic price slashed by 30% on Amazon. William D'Angelo writes, Sony Interactive Entertainment released the PlayStation Classic worldwide on December the 3rd for $99, and in less than a month, the price has been cut by Amazon by 30%. It's now available for $69.95. So it's because of the games, really. The games aren't that impressive. There are some classics on there, obviously, but we wanted a few more obscure titles. And it's funny because this is the console that really kickstarted the modern era of gaming, especially as far as 3D is concerned. And yet the classic version hasn't really held up as well as Nintendo's. See, Nintendo's classics are the real classics, but the PlayStation ones, yeah, we had Ridge Racer, we have Tekken and stuff, but those games have kind of been found out a little bit over the years. Ridge Racer isn't really a thing anymore, and Tekken's still coming along, but it feels like a relic of the past, that tired fighting game format pioneered by Capcom with Street Fighter and so on. People are getting bored of it, and first-person shooters have really taken over. So it's interesting that this console, the PlayStation, maybe doesn't stand the test of time as well as you would have imagined. Now onto social justice. Oh my goodness. So in Argentina, according to BBC News, a radio host has been ordered to have feminists on his show. The article says an Argentine radio host accused of misogynist diatribes has been ordered to host a feminist guest every week for 5 months as part of a deal with prosecutors, reports say. Angel Echkopar must not interrupt his guests for 10 minutes, nor can he criticize them after they finish. It comes after prosecutors accused him of gender discrimination. He had used his program on Radio 10 to attack feminists as feminazis and disgusting people, Le Monde reported. And in most cases, he would be right. Prosecutor Federico Villalba Diaz told La Nación newspaper that Echkopar had been charged with disrespectful, insulting, denigrating, and discriminatory outbursts against women. So the judge basically didn't throw him in the slammer. Instead, they gave him a far worse punishment than physical torture. They're forcing him to be in close contact with feminists pretty much every day when he's working, and he cannot even speak while they're speaking. Okay, this is completely fucking insane. This Argentina sounds like it's becoming like the UK, a place where thought crimes are very real and you are punished for thinking things and also punished for using free speech. The very disturbing thing here is that he's not allowed to talk back while feminists speak. So they're saying that feminists are correct by default. That's not going to get abused, is it? If you give a fat, ugly, hairy-ass woman power to say what she wants and you can't even respond to her and she's right by default, she's not going to make some crazy claims and demands, is she now? So yeah, the world is going mad. The pendulum really can't go much further towards insanity in case of feminism. So I'm fully expecting there to be a backlash in the coming years. I think if and when Trump is re-elected, that's going to be the breaking point, and people can't go on with this crazy liberal stuff including feminism, because it's just not working. And normal, rational people can see that this is completely mad. But yes, it is disturbing that the guy cannot speak and that these feminists are said to be correct by default. Do you know what this shit is actually called? Well, it's basically reprogramming. And communists love this. If you research it, communists love to try to reprogram people's wrong think. And this is what's happening today in Argentina, the UK, and various parts of Europe. It's like psychological conditioning. So it's like a re-education camp. You know, in North Korea, if you were to say that you believe in Christianity, you will be thrown into such a prison. And you will be psychologically conditioned, and they'll try to make you think the right way. Who decides the right way to think? That would be certain governments. They're not going to abuse that power, are they? Because I want the world to think that they should give me money. So can I psychologically condition you in order to do that? You see how weird this is? It just basically plays into the hands of authoritarian rulers. So there's a news piece I found online about re-education, and believe me, every single piece of news about re-education is fucking horrific, and that's what's happening in Argentina. For example, Muslims forced to drink alcohol and eat pork in China's re-education camps, former inmate claims. Wow, re-education sounds like such a barrel of laughs. Imagine being forced to drink something or eat something you don't want to because of wrong thing. This is so... It sounds like something a Bond villain would try to do to you. Psychological conditioning. Brainwashing in communist Czechoslovakia and after. So take your pick. There is a litany of communist failures that were responsible for hundreds of millions of deaths that include brainwashing and psychological conditioning and mental reprogramming, which is exactly what they're trying to do in Argentina. So that's why people don't like feminism, because it's basically evil. And that's about it for the weird, random, wacky, wonderful news for today. Let's talk about the news in my life. So my nose has swollen up to the size of a beach ball. I took a violent haymaker to the nose during kickboxing sparring. So that was fun this weekend. And getting ready for Christmas in the spirit of Rudolph himself. Also, Rudolph, I realized that Rudolph kind of sounds like dolphin. So where the fuck is the Rudolphin? Who is the Rudolphin? And where is it now? Is Rudolphin in his human form possibly as one of the elves in Santa's grotto? What is the role of the Rudolphin? Does the Rudolphin have to deliver presents to all the sea people, Aquaman in particular? I do not know. I bought this little piece of hardware because, you know, when you buy other motherfuckers presents and shit for Christmas, you feel like, I've got to treat myself. So I bought myself the new machiner. Actually, Native Instruments, if you're watching, you're a bunch of tossers. You basically make this kind of cheap, affordable hardware that sits nicely in the middle ground between expensive high-end and throwaway crappy Behringer brand, and everyone fucking laps it up and buys it. And it's cool and all, but your software's bollocks. It's made with the PC mind. We need something that's a little bit Mac OS style, because I think that's the easiest to use. Anyways, this is a good piece of hardware. It's called a Machina. I do like the design, to be honest. So I had to treat myself because I was buying people loads of random shit. I got my girlfriend, I was Christmas shopping yesterday in Japan, and it's not as busy as it would be in the West, thank fucking God. I got my girlfriend a Roland Cube. It's like one of those PA system speakers you plug your mic into that's battery powered, and you can basically busk or play in the street. She wants to be a singer and guitarist. And I also got her a penny board, a really cute custom one with a weird kind of modern cat design and melting ice cream and all kinds of weird colours and shit. I got her some Beatles guitar picks because she loves the Beatles, a bit of chocolate. And that's pretty much it. That's the penny board there in this like purple bag. So I was doing a bit of Christmas shopping yesterday, which was cool. And as for my mastering gear, my baby will arrive on Boxing Day, the day after Christmas. FedEx will still deliver, so I can't wait to show you that on my show. And I'm still waiting for all my professional audio cables to come, all 2.5 grand's worth. The tracking for that's not as good, but hopefully in the next few days, then I will reveal what is next on my mastering music production wish list. And I'll reveal that soon. So I need to get on with my day because it's Christmas Eve and I need to kind of do some shit. I also bought a headphone amplifier and I'm having some weird mono stereo problems, so the sound only comes out of one ear. It can be caused by the type of cable used and the connectors and stuff, which is a real pain in the ass ball ache. It's quite a newbie problem to have, only having sound in one ear, but it's something I need to work out. So yeah, look, I'm rambling now. As you can see, nothing particularly exciting going on in my life, but it's Christmas Day tomorrow. Will I be back for Christmas? Most probably. I might see you tomorrow. Thanks for tuning in again. If you enjoyed the show, please hit like and subscribe because that's what all those other cunts tell you to do. And have a good one. Merry Christmas, people.